Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Bachelor Nation News fans. The tension was palpable, the kind that makes your heart skip a beat. For weeks, viewers have watched Mel navigate the turbulent waters of romance on The Golden Bachelor. Friendships were tested, hearts were broken, and every rose given or withheld carried the weight of destiny. But tonight was different. Because the world was about to witness a bombshell no one saw coming. Peg Munson, the charming, witty, and undeniably magnetic contestant, had captured not just Mel's attention, but his heart in a way that no one else had. And as the cameras rolled, every fan holding their breath, the moment of truth arrived. The night sky over the Golden Bachelor mansion was painted in hues of deep purples and golds. The final rose ceremony had begun. One by one, contestants were called, nerves taut, eyes shimmering with hope. And then Mel paused. He looked at Cindy, whose smile faltered under the intensity of the moment. The air felt electric. "My journey this season has been unforgettable," Mel began, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "I've laughed, I've cried, and I've learned so much about love and about myself." Every word hung like a delicate note in the quiet night. The audience leaned in. Could this be the moment we'd all been waiting for? And then he turned to Peg. Her eyes widened, her breath caught. "Peg," Mel said, his voice breaking slightly with emotion. "Peg, you've brought out a side of me I never knew existed. You make me feel alive, cherished, and complete. I can't imagine my life without you." The crowd gasped. The music swelled. Peg's hand flew to her mouth, tears glistening in her eyes. "Peg, will you accept this rose and my art?" With trembling hands, she reached out, taking the rose. "Yes, Mel," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. "Yes, I will." The cameras captured the embrace that followed, a moment so intimate and pure it left viewers around the world teary-eyed and stunned. But just when everyone thought the night couldn't get more unforgettable, Mel leaned closer, his voice low, sincere, and unmistakably heartfelt. "Peg, I have to tell you something I haven't shared with anyone. From the moment I met you, I knew this wasn't just attraction. This is love. True love. You've changed me in ways I never imagined possible. I don't just want you in my life, I want you for the rest of my life." Peg's eyes filled with tears, a smile breaking through that radiated pure joy. "Mel, I've never felt this way before, but I feel it too. I love you." The audience erupted in applause. The cameras captured the raw, unfiltered emotion of a love story that had defied expectations and captivated hearts everywhere. As they held each other, the world seemed to stop. Fans flooded social media, calling it the most shocking, romantic, and emotional moment in Golden Bachelor history. Peg and Mel's connection was undeniable, a love story that would be remembered long after the final credits rolled. Behind the scenes, producers whispered about how rare it was to witness a romance so genuine, so powerful, that it could leave even the most skeptical viewers believing in love again. And as the night ended, Mel and Peg walked hand in hand under the starlit sky, two hearts that had found each other in a world of uncertainty, their love story just beginning. The bombshell wasn't just that Mel chose Peg, it was that he dared to open his heart fully, proving that sometimes love is worth every risk, every tear, and every moment of vulnerability. The Golden Bachelor had given the world a story worth telling for generations, a tale of courage, honesty, and a love so powerful that it left everyone breathless. The golden hour bathed the mansion in a soft, magical glow, and every heartbeat in the room seemed to echo the tension. Weeks of dates, conversations, flirtations, and heartbreaks had led to this very moment, the final rose ceremony. Fans around the world were glued to their screens, wondering, who would Mel choose? And could anyone survive the emotional storm that awaited? Peg Munson had quietly captured Mel's heart from the start. She wasn't the loudest or the flashiest, but there was something in the way she laughed, the way she listened, the way she truly saw Mel, something that made him feel seen, understood, and alive in ways no one else had. But love, as everyone watching knew, was never simple on The Golden Bachelor. As the ceremony began, each contestant's moment was a heartbeat of suspense. Roses were given, faces lit up or fell in disappointment. One by one, the tension built until the room felt like it was suspended in time. And then it came, the moment the cameras had been waiting for. Mel turned his gaze to Peg. She looked radiant, her hands slightly trembling, her heart racing. Every viewer held their breath. "Peg?" Mel began, his voice steady but layered with raw emotion. "These past weeks have been transformative. You've made me laugh, challenged me, and inspired me to see love in a way I never have before. I can't imagine my life without you." There was a long pause, a beat that felt like an eternity. Peg's eyes filled with tears. She could hardly breathe. "Peg, will you accept this rose and my heart?" "Yes, yes, I will," she whispered, her voice shaking. As she took the rose, the room erupted in applause, cheers, and emotional gasps. Cameras captured every tear, every smile, every gasp of the stunned audience. But the drama wasn't over. Mel stepped closer, lowering his voice, his words carrying the weight of a confession no one had expected. "Peg, I have to tell you something I've never told anyone before. From the moment I met you, I knew this wasn't just attraction. This is true love. You've awakened something in me I never thought I could feel. I don't just want you in my life. I want you for the rest of my life." Peg's hand flew to her mouth, tears streaming freely now. "Mel, I feel the same way. I love you," she admitted, her voice quivering. The audience erupted. Friends, family, and fellow contestants gasped and cheered. Cameras zoomed in on their embrace, a moment so pure and electric it left everyone breathless. And as the music swelled, Mel and Peg shared a kiss, the kind that makes the world pause, the kind that turns a reality show moment into a legend. Social media exploded instantly. Fans called it the most shocking, romantic, and emotional finale in Golden Bachelor history. Mel and Peg weren't just a couple. They were proof that love could be real, raw, and life-changing. As they walked hand in hand under the starlit sky, the audience could almost feel their hearts beating together. It was a night of courage, honesty, and vulnerability, a reminder that sometimes love isn't about convenience, strategy, or perfection. It's about risk, faith, and the bravery to open your heart fully. The Golden Bachelor had delivered a bombshell for the ages. Mel didn't just choose Peg. He chose love. True, unfiltered, unforgettable love. And for viewers around the world, it was a story that would live in their hearts forever. Because sometimes, the most shocking moments aren't just about surprise. They're about the undeniable power of the human heart. The night air was electric. The Golden Bachelor mansion glowed under a blanket of stars, lanterns flickering like fireflies, and a soft breeze carried the weight of anticipation. Weeks of romance, heartbreak, laughter, and tension had all led to this moment. Viewers around the world clutched their remotes as the final rose ceremony began. Hearts were pounding, eyes glued to the screen, and the question on everyone's mind was the same. Who would Mel choose? Peg Munson had captured Mel's heart quietly, steadily, without fanfare. She wasn't the loudest in the room, but there was a magnetic warmth about her, a spark that made Mel feel seen in a way no one else had. Every conversation with her, every shared laugh, every stolen glance built a connection deeper than anyone could predict. But in a game of love as dramatic as this, nothing was guaranteed. The ceremony started. Contestants approached, hands trembling, hearts racing. Roses were given, faces lit up, others fell in disappointment. The suspense grew heavier with every moment. The room seemed to pulse with anticipation. Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. Mel turned to Peg. Peg's eyes widened, her lips parted slightly, and her hands shook as if she could hardly believe what was about to happen. Mel stepped forward, taking a deep breath, his gaze locking with hers in a moment that felt suspended in time. "Peg," he began, voice steady but rich with emotion, "these past weeks have been life-changing. You've made me laugh when I didn't think I could, challenged me to be better, and shown me what it feels like to be truly seen. I can't imagine my life without you." There was a silence, so heavy it could have swallowed the world. Peg's eyes glistened with tears, her heart pounding like a drum. "Peg, will you accept this rose? And my heart?" "Yes, yes, I will," she whispered, her voice quivering, tears rolling freely down her cheeks. As she took the rose, the room erupted. Applause, gasps, cheers, the sound of hearts collectively breaking and soaring at the same time. But Mel wasn't finished. He leaned in, his voice lowering to a tender, intimate tone, the kind that made the world feel small and private. "Peg, I have to confess something. I haven't told anyone. This isn't just attraction or a fleeting crush. This is love. True, undeniable, life-changing love. You've awakened something in me I never thought possible. I don't just want you in my life, I want you for the rest of my life." Peg's hands flew to her face, her body trembling. "Mel, I love you too," she said, voice barely audible over the roar of the crowd. The audience exploded. Friends, family, and fellow contestants gasped and cried. Cameras zoomed in, capturing every tear, every laugh, every quivering smile. It was a moment so raw, so electric, it left everyone breathless. As the music swelled, Mel and Peg embraced, their connection palpable, their love undeniable. Social media erupted. Fans called it the most shocking, romantic, and emotional finale in Golden Bachelor history. Peg and Mel were more than a couple. They were proof that real love could exist amidst the drama, cameras, and roses. The night didn't just end. It lingered. Peg and Mel walked hand in hand under the starlit sky, whispering, laughing, holding on to each other as if the world outside didn't exist. Every step, every glance, every touch was a promise of a future built on trust, honesty, and the courage to open your heart fully. The Golden Bachelor had delivered a bombshell for the ages. Mel didn't just choose Peg, he chose love. True love. A love so genuine, it left hearts racing, eyes teary, and audiences worldwide believing in magic again. And in that moment, under the glow of the stars and the whispers of the night, viewers realized something powerful. The most unforgettable love stories are the ones that are brave, raw, and fearless. Peg and Mel's love was not just a finale. It was a legacy, a story that would live on long after the camera stopped rolling. Because sometimes the most shocking moment isn't just a choice. It's the courage to say, "I love you," and mean it with everything in your heart. The Golden Bachelor mansion shimmered under the glow of 1,000 lights, casting long shadows across the terrace, where the final rose ceremony would take place. The night air was electric, filled with anticipation, whispered speculations, and hearts pounding, not just from the contestants, but from viewers across the world who had followed every twist, every heartfelt moment, every tearful goodbye. Mel had been on a journey like no other. Weeks of dates, Conversations, late-night talks, and stolen moments of intimacy had led him here. Hearts had been tested, friendships shaken, and secrets revealed. And yet, in the chaos of the competition, one connection stood out: Peg Munson. She wasn't the loudest in the room, nor the most dramatic, but she had something rare, an authenticity that drew Mel in from the very first conversation. Every laugh they shared, every long gaze, every quiet moment together had built a bond deeper than either could have predicted. Tonight, it all came to a head. The ceremony began. Contestants approached one by one, nerves taut, hands trembling, hoping for that golden rose. Some faces lit up, while others fell in quiet disappointment. The tension built like a tightly coiled spring, and then the cameras panned to Peg. Peg's heart raced, her palms damp, her breath catching in her throat. Mel's gaze met hers. A slow, intentional look that seemed to hold the weight of every choice he had made all season. "Peg," he began, his voice steady but charged with emotion. "These past weeks have been transformative. You've made me laugh in ways I never knew I could. You've challenged me, inspired me, and shown me what it means to truly connect with someone. I can't imagine my life without you in it." The room was silent. Even the soft rustle of leaves seemed to pause. Peg's eyes glistened with tears, her heart pounding like a drum. "Peg, will you accept this rose and my heart?" Her hands trembled as she reached out, taking the rose. "Yes, yes, I will," she whispered, her voice quivering with emotion. The applause was thunderous. The audience gasped, some laughing and crying at the same time. But the biggest moment was yet to come. Mel stepped closer, his voice dropping to a whisper, rich with vulnerability. "Peg, there's something I need to tell you. Something I haven't shared with anyone. This isn't just attraction. This isn't just admiration. This is love. True love. From the moment I met you, I knew you were different. You've opened my heart in ways I never imagined, and I want you, not just in this moment, but for the rest of my life." Peg's hands flew to her face, tears streaming freely now. Her voice shook. "Mel, I love you too!" The world seemed to stop. Cameras captured every detail: the tear-streaked face, the trembling hands, the heartfelt embrace. The crowd erupted. Friends, family, and fellow contestants gasped, applauded, and cheered. Social media exploded. Fans called it the most shocking, romantic, and emotional finale in Golden Bachelor history. As the music swelled, Mel and Peg held each other, their laughter, whispers, and tears blending into a perfect symphony of love. They walked hand in hand under the star-lit sky, the soft glow of the mansion reflecting their happiness. Every step they took was a testament to the power of vulnerability, courage, and taking risks for love. In that magical night, viewers realized something profound. Love isn't about strategy, perfection, or the way the world sees you. It's about bravery, honesty, and daring to open your heart fully. Mel and Peg had not only found each other, they had reminded the world that true love is possible, breathtaking, and unforgettable. The Golden Bachelor had given the ultimate bombshell, not just a choice, but a confession of a love so pure, so raw, and so undeniable that it left hearts racing and spirits soaring. As the cameras faded and the final applause echoed in the night, one thing was clear. This was more than a show. This was a story of courage, of authenticity, of a love that dared to defy expectation and light the world on fire. And in the hearts of everyone watching, the story of Mel and Peg would live forever. A reminder that sometimes the most shocking moment isn't the rose you receive, but the words you hear when someone finally says, "I love you," and means it with every fiber of their being.